Hello everyone, it's Raven here, and today we're going to take a look at the High Elves campaign first look and the Eagle's Gate first look. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the Eagle's Gate. So we're going to eat our dessert first and go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff they introduce here for the first time that we get to see. Oh, I'm so excited to take a look at it again. So right here, I believe this is actually a battle of the gate. Or a gate battle, whatever they called it for the High Elves. So what they said is that they have different gates and their canyon passes and mountain passes all around the island of Ulthuan that you have to pierce through to get to the inner sanctum, if you would want to call it that. So like the inner circle of the island. So I think this is one of those gate battles, because to me this looks like a very regal and beautiful gate, which sounds very High Elf to me. So we'll have to see. Pretty substantial force coming out of these guys. 2 Phoenixes, Star Dragon and Moon Dragon, I believe it is, over here as well. So good stuff. Can't wait to see the Star Dragon, and you get to see its breath attack as well. And you get to show, I get to show you guys the War Hydra as well and its breath attack for the first, well, not the first time. Well, first time if you haven't seen any of the other gameplays, then yes. And I don't think they show any of the Gate Archers like they're talking about. They said that there's a campaign-only unit called the Gate Archers for the High Elves, and they would be present in battles like this, but I don't think they highlighted anything like that, so I'm not sure if maybe they took them out or just decided not to show them off this time. But look at that Star Dragon. Oh, it's beautiful. The throne on top of it, the little armor padding on the back, and just the way it looks is just gorgeous. Oh my goodness. So good. I love the dragons the most about the High Elves more than anything. The Dragon Princes, the Calidor, and the dragons are like my favorite things about them. The little bombardment attack from the Phoenix right there is also something I love. And this breath attack right here is a big deal. So it really does home in on that target. So like if you use it on a single target entity, so like a Lord or like a War Hydra or something like that, it really does seem to just like home in and do so much damage to them. So it obviously didn't show its life bar right there, but I'm expecting it to do quite heavy damage. Because they said way early on when this game was being first announced that the High Elf dragons had different types of breath attacks. Like one's really spread out for the Sun Dragon. The Moon Dragon's a little bit more concentrated, so if you can put it on like 2 or so units that are blobbed up, it'll do devastating damage, whereas the Star Dragon is like a Death Star laser, so it just kind of like beam down your opponent with some really good damage. So I'm expecting it to be like that, and I really want it to be like that because it's the oldest dragon and the most powerful, and it should be represented as such. So very excited to see that stuff. And the good old Turin video coming up next. Love him. If you guys haven't checked him out, you should. He's so good. Now we're going to take a look at the High Elf campaign. I'm just going to highlight a couple things. So right here, he talks about the different traits that Teclis has, and then it shows a different stuff you get for the rituals, and then what are your invocations. But right here at the bottom is what I really want to point at the most, is that we still have the thing where you can't really occupy everywhere you want to go without being hindered, either just a little bit or very heavily. So down here, uninhabitable. Now I'm not sure if this means you just literally cannot take over this city and occupy it, or if it just means if you occupy it, it's going to be just hell to keep. But we'll have to figure that out. I personally wish it was just you could take whatever city you want, and there'd be like a few debuffs, kind of like the Unpleasant, which they show for the dwarves, where it's like minus like 6 happiness or 3 happiness, something like that, or -1 public order, I think is what it was, something like that. But really, it just made everything more expensive, and it just overall, it's just you would want to avoid territory that you can't really have just what was it called? Suitable climates for. So that'll be something to make sure you keep an eye on when you're moving around. And they introduced a mechanic talking about, well, they talked about it before, and it's talking about how they use their intrigue points and stuff like that. Or I'm not sure if it's called intrigue or not. I can't quite remember. But they use this special currency up here. They have 115 of it right now to influence other factions to hate each other or like each other more. Stuff like that. And then also shows off, like really shows off this time. When you have a trading agreement with somebody, you can see all of their land. So they showed off in the middle of the video that they had a trading agreement with the Lizardmen, and you could just see all of their territory. You could see where their armies were, their cities, all that stuff. And I'm just like, wow, that's a pretty big deal. Like, you get a lot of map vision like that. And map vision is really important when you're trying to move your armies around. You know, just getting caught by a strong army while you're trying to move out a weak one is pretty devastating sometimes early on. So it could be a pretty big deal. And it shows off with that little Chaos Warband coming in, some other Chaos forces over there on that side of the map. So good stuff, showing that, you're always going to be assaulted in every direction. And at turn 131, These guys aren't even halfway done. No one is. He's barely on his second ritual, and there's still 3 more to complete. So big stuff coming out of this campaign. It looks like it's going to go on for a super long time, and it's called Influence Points, so that's what it's called, not Intrigue. But we're going to move on, and he starts talking about recruiting a lord. Not sure where that is. Hopefully I can find it. Let's see. All right, here. So he actually shows off this lord right here, and it shows different things for them. So you can spend those influence points on your lord, and just look at these buffs. Plus 40 armor and plus 20% weapon strength. That is huge. That is huge. So she's going to be up to like almost 500 weapon strength, and then up to 90 armor. So that's a big deal. Also looks like they're on small unit size, so 1,850 life points. That's not accurate at all. So that's definitely going to go up to probably like 2,000 to 3,000 or something like that. Somewhere in that range. We're not sure yet. Well, I'm sure I could test it myself and figure it out by going from like small to large sizes with my lords. Maybe it's medium size even. I don't know. But it's not large size. So this isn't what the game's balanced to at all. I don't know why they keep doing this. Like sometimes it's on ultra, sometimes it's on small or medium, or just pick large. The game's balanced for large. Pick large. Show us the right stats. It annoys the shit out of me that they don't do that, but it's whatever. They show off a typical, skill tree right here for one of the mages, Lore of Life. Had 2 mounts, which was the Thilmar Chariot and the Elven Steed. God dang it, just let me fucking click. Thank you. And pretty basic other stuff, so Black Army, blah, blah, blah. But what's interesting is you don't have to, like, go through a chain to pick what you want for this mage. You just pick, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to be this. You don't have to, like, do this first, go here, do that, and then go here. You know what I'm saying? You can just, whichever one you want, pick it. That's nice. And then moving forward, take a look at the Lord. Looking pretty basic as well. Army buffs, support buffs for the campaign, buff up the Lord itself, but all of these different things. So I'm not sure what all these do. It's a lot of buffs for a lot of different gods, so we'll have to see how that works out. But right here, that looks good. Elven Steed, Great Eagle, Moon Dragon, Star Dragon. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh man, so many dragons coming out of the High Elves. This will probably be my second campaign. Maybe my third. The Lizardmen look so much fun too. I don't know. All the races are just so interesting and so thematic. I just want to play them all. And then the tech tree right here looks insane. Look at all these buffs for the military. All these things are for your military alone. Like Spear Wall, I don't know if that gives them a mobility or it just makes them better at bracing. Militia training, I don't know what that does for them either. The Light of Thilmar armor adds 5 or 10 armor to spearmen, archers, and Lothran Seaguard units. That's huge. And then go on. They auto-resolve that. And they show off some rituals right here. So this one's for recruiting forces, and the Val's Hammer is basically like an auto-kill to any kind of wall section. You just use it on the wall, and it just breaks it in one shot. And you can use it twice in a battle. Every 135 seconds is what it takes to recharge, though. So this is good for recruitment. This is good for building up provinces and keeping them happy. This is good for buffing up your mages. And this is good for when you're trying to take a new province. So Untainted, so once you get that new province quickly, get rid of all the corruption from Skaven, Dark Elves, or Chaos, or what have you from it, and then give you a little bit better replenishment and no attrition to all your forces. So that's a big deal. And then over here they show, you can get new items like this. And, man, I wish he had picked the Emerald Collar over this guy. So 8 armor, 6 melee defense, and ward save over, ward save, poison attacks, and replenishment. That sounds way better. But, he picks what he picks. So that's pretty interesting. And then this battle right here, it kind of shows off the Val's Anvil attack twice. So we'll just kind of go ahead and wait for this to play out and just show you guys. Sorry, I was checking if I was recording. I was like, holy shit, am I not recording? But I saw the live time and it said 0 seconds. So I was like, wait, what? So right here, Val's Anvil. Oh, it just takes out all those swords on the wall as well, because I couldn't even, how are you supposed to prepare for that? Like, you're just defending your wall and then suddenly, boom, the wall drops right there, and they use a breath attack and then they use the Val's Anvil again. It just, oh my god, just annihilating these units with that attack. Because if your units are on a wall that gets destroyed and it crumbles down, all those units just die that are on it. So that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. They get punished. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. If you like what you saw, go ahead and leave a like. Comment down in the comment section down below if you want to give me any advice, tips, or tricks, or want to strike up a conversation about what you think about this game, or what you want to see, or any ideas, things like that, just let me know. And subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, guys, I will catch y'all later.